Today I fucked up by beating up kids in high school. This is more of a cautionary tale than anything, although I'm sure someone will take delight in my well-deserved punishment, as they should. I was a bully in high school. I don't have some tragic reason behind it, I just did it, and it wasn't a take your lunch money type bullying. It was calling people names and punching them in the stomach. I was an asshole, and I got what was coming for me. One of my targets became Jake. Jake became my target for several reasons. Two of them being that he was small and skinny, and the other being that he was aloof and standoffish. Not rude, just distant. And that pissed me off, so a while I would verbally abuse him, call him stupid and a loser, like I was any better, and then one day I went too far. It ashames me to talk about what I did. I got Jake after school and completely pummeled him. I nearly dislocated his arm after he tried to bite me when I pinned him to the ground, and the only thing that stopped me was that a broken arm would get him in the hospital, and that would probably mean his family would sue mine. I nearly beat him unconscious and left him crying on the ground. It didn't bother me. That's what was the worst part to me. I beat this kid. Could have killed him, and it didn't bother me at all. About 2 days later, I learned that Jake had an older brother. Henry was 18 years old and built like a freight train, and he hit like one, too. Henry took what I did to his little brother and returned it to me tenfold. For a finishing touch of, "Don't fuck with my brother," Henry broke my finger. It, even today, stands as the most intense pain I've ever felt. About 200+ pounds of pure could have been a wrestler coming down and breaking my finger. He didn't even say a word during it, he just left. I did end up going to the police because my parents noticed the bruises, but I lied, said I got mugged, and there were a lot of reasons why I lied. But mostly, I was scared, and for someone who hadn't ever been scared of another person before, it was a hard shock for me. The technical reason for this being a fuck-up is that my finger never healed correctly and I still have trouble bending it. The moral fuck-up? I was an asshole who beat up kids who didn't have a good chance at being able to fight back, and I got my cuppinance. I ended up going to therapy to deal with my anger issues, and it's an everyday battle not to go back to awful habits, but I'm a better person now, not that it matters much. Me, becoming a better person, won't get rid of the damage I did to so many kids. Overall, I fucked up every day. I was an awful person, and it took a guy who wanted to teach the stupid idiot who had hurt his brother a lesson to really change. That doesn't erase the damage I did. I hurt people who didn't deserve it, and I deserved what happened to me in the end. Too long did not read. Beat up several kids in high school. One kid's older brother decided to teach me a lesson and broke my finger, which still doesn't bend right. Henry is the real hero. A valuable lesson. Seems like you've grown and evolved as a person because of this. Try and do good things with what you've learned. My son was bullied by people like you all his childhood. He spent his teen years suicidal. Like Jake, he was aloof and standoffish. My son is lower spectrum autistic, so he had no choice. Bullies beat him up because of the way he was born. He was ashamed and hid this from me until many years later. He dropped out of high school when he was a junior because he was afraid for his life. Henry gave you a fat, sloppy, loving kiss, as far as I'm concerned. Did you ever consider apologizing to Jake? I treated a girlfriend bad in my younger days, nothing physical, but I was very egoistic in the relationship. She actually lost from my then addiction to computer and the new internet. I wondered a lot if should try to find her and try to set straight it wasn't her. But would I do that for her or for myself again? I feel like you deserved more than a broken finger. It sounds like that kid's brother gave you a free life lesson that would have cost you a bundle, plus probably saved you some jail time. I'm glad that you still went for anger management though, it's something I deal with too. On the other side, as a kid through school I got picked on because I just wanted to be left alone. I never did give those assholes a chance of redemption. I rejected their Facebook friend requests. Lol. Though at the time I might have done worse.